a person's strengths are often their biggest weaknesses. And so that also means that their weaknesses can be their strengths.
God, he uses pain to simply break walls down in your life. The only way you can receive the blessing he has for you is he's got to knock some walls down, and he's got to build your capacity. And the only way he can build your capacity is he has to challenge it.
I am weak, but I don't accept that. I don't accept that I am what I am and that is what I'm doomed to be. I'm always fighting, I'm struggling, and I'm scrapping, and I'm kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them.
There are times in life when conflicts and trouble arise. How we deal with these conflicts and how we deal with these troubles reveals more about our character than we want to admit. Because what you are when the pressure is on is what you really are.
Because many of you are going, God, just stop the pain. God, just stop the trial. God, just stop the tribulations. God, just get rid of the pain. And I'm not making light out of your pain. I'm not sitting up here calling you immature or calling you weak. I'm just saying, what if there's a better prayer? What if the better prayer is, God, make me stronger. God, make me bigger. God, build my capacity. I want to be capable to carry everything that you have for me.
Some days I win. Some days I don't. But each and every day, I get back up and I move forward with my fist clenched toward the struggle. And I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws as I strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday.
As long as there's people, there's going to be conflict, disagreements, contention, dissension. Family reunion would be really nice if you didn't have to deal with your family. But everywhere there's people, there's going to be strife. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be trouble, because that's just the way it is.
The enemy works overtime trying to devalue us. He'd love for you to go through life letting what people say make you feel inferior, comparing your life to somebody else's, thinking you'll feel good about yourself when you catch up to them. But nothing you do will make you any more valuable. Nothing you achieve, nothing you overcome. You are valuable right now. You are one of a kind. You didn't come off an assembly line. God made you unique. There will never be another you. Put your shoulders back. Start carrying yourself with confidence. You have been fearfully and wonderfully made. We all have things that we're believing for. A dream to come to pass, problems to turn around. At one time, we knew it was going to happen. We stood in faith, but when it's been a long time, we don't see anything improving. It's easy to get discouraged and think that it wasn't meant to be. The delays, the detours, the disappointments didn't stop God's plan. What he started in your life, he's going to finish.
Let me tell you some of the stuff you've been through. Don't pay it any attention. It is just a sign that the baby is coming. You're on the verge of birthing. You're about to give birth. I don't care whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. There's something down inside of you that's still kicking inside of you that wants to get out and it wants to live.
The scripture says the wise man built his house on a rock. The foolish man built his house on the sand. And when the storm came, the wise man's house stood strong and the foolish man's house collapsed. The thing about the story that's the most interesting thing to me is that wisdom could not prevent the storm. That both men had to go through it. Yet one man had a different value system. One man had already predetermined his foundation. One man already had a reaction plan.
Get up, change your position. And listen, if you can't stand up, look up. Just change your position. Start writing as though you're already up. Start planning as though you're already up. Start acting as though you're already up. Get up in your believing. Get up in your hopes. Get up in your aspirations.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, that you realize that's a part of the program. And here's something you've got to resolve. Say this to yourself every day. See, as long as you're breathing, you got a shot at your dream. That's the way I resolve. Say this, please. It's not over until I win. You got that right.
Start doing everything that you can, because remember, the areas of your focus are the areas of your reward, and the areas of your neglect are the areas of your pain.
I want you to get some determination. I want you to put your shoulders back. I want you to put your feet down. I want you to understand that you can't choose what happens to you in life, but you always get to choose how you respond to what happens to you in life. I'm telling you, life is 10% what happens. It's really 90% how you react. You need to predetermine now your reactions, because it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Storms will come.
We have to learn patience. Patience is a virtue. Patience is the ability to wait with the right attitude. Because you're going to wait one way or another. The question is, will you be patient while you wait? And will you choose the right spirit in all seasons?
It may seem like what you're believing for could never come to pass. It's too late. The odds are against you. God is saying your time is coming. He has seen the lonely nights. He's seen the unfair situations, the times you're doing the right thing and not getting the credit. Voices whisper, it will never change. Don't believe those lies. Healing is coming. Freedom is coming. God has already put it on the schedule. The date has already been ordained.
When change is involved, somehow we get into this thing where we're kind of waiting for somebody else to do it. We're waiting on someone else to arrive. I mean, we've got to stop that. We got to stop waiting for someone to change before you change. You got to stop waiting for somebody to help you change.
You've got to weigh before you pay. Whether you're going to spend heavy time or light time, you've just got to weigh. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you can get trapped into spending heavyweight time with lightweight people. Now, it's okay to have casual friends as long as you give them casual time, not serious time. Spend major time with major influence and minor time with minor influence. So maybe all you need to do to change some of the influences in your life is not to eliminate them, but merely limit them. Take a look at your priorities and your values. We have so little time at our disposal. Wouldn't it make sense to invest it wisely?
If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger. And you don't know what the upper limits to that are, because you might ask yourself, like, if for 10 years, if you didn't avoid doing what you knew you needed to do, what would you be like? Well, you know, there are remarkable people who come into the world from time to time, and there are people who do find out over decades-long periods what they could be like if they were who they were, if they spoke their being forward. And they get stronger and stronger and stronger, and we don't know the limits to that. We do not know the limits to that.
You must determine whether the situation and the people call for disassociation or limited association. But remember, if it isn't taking you where you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, now is the time to fix it.
And so if your life isn't everything it could be, you could ask yourself, well, what would happen if you just stopped wasting the opportunities that are in front of you? You'd be who knows how much more efficient, 10 times more efficient, 20 times more efficient. You have no idea how efficient people get. Well, and if we all got our act together collectively and stopped making things worse, because that's another thing people do all the time, if people stop really trying just to make things worse, we have no idea how much better they would get just because of that.
What we think about is really what controls us. This is a control tower, that everything else is a result of how we think. And we can't control everybody else in control of all of our circumstances, but we are going to respond to circumstances in one way or the other. And so what you have to ask is this: what is it that determines what I think? This mind of yours controls everything else in your life.
Are you satisfied with your life as it is? Are you? Is your life giving you what you want? If you had your life to live over again, could you have done more than what you've done thus far? When I ask audiences that, most people agree, yes, I could have done more. I know I could have done more. I've wasted a lot of valuable time. You're going to lose something, lose money. You can recapture that. Don't lose time. You can't get that back.
But I think being grateful probably is number one. If you've got a job, you got to be grateful. Say, this isn't the greatest job in the world. Even if it's a transitional job getting you where you want to go, you got to be grateful. You don't have to love your job or be passionate about your job. Just passionate about staying steady, working hard, learning skills, doing this job so well that the next one will be even better, and taking such good care of this opportunity, another one will present itself.
What's next for me? After all of this, I don't think that things just happen. I believe that they happen just. We have a mindset. We don't want to be the same coming out of this. That you want some radical change. That this could be a major defining moment for you. A day that turns your life around.
If you have an extreme desire to wish to be successful, so you can accomplish all you wish to accomplish, be as generous as you'd like to be as strong as you'd like to be. And I think if you say you have to find your passion, people find that a little bit confusing. Where would I find it, and what could I be passionate about? I guess you could start with saying, I'm passionate about providing unusual success for myself and for my family. Then I think the key is to let what you want to accomplish, let that grow. Where at first this is as far as you can see, but if you'll do that, you could say, wow, maybe I could multiply by 2, by 3, and expand my vision, accomplish a lot more.
And today I want to talk about something else. That you want to live like a warrior and die a legend. What do you mean by that? Well, one of the first qualities of a warrior is courage. You want to live your life from now on with courage. That most people take their talents, abilities, and skills to the grave with them because of lack of courage. And courage is not the lack of fear. Courage is the willingness to do what it is you need to do, what you are called to do, in spite of the fear. You don't want to live a fear-driven life because you're depriving yourself, your family, and the world that you came here to do something. That's why we're told constantly in the book of life, be of good courage. Because there's stuff that's going to happen that requires that you have courage, that you stand up inside yourself and face it and handle it. Most people in a fearful situation, they forget everything and run, but there are few that in a fearful situation, they face everything and rise with courage. And that's who you are. That's why you're listening to me now, because there's something you want to do. And when you're going outside of your comfort zone, it takes courage. Most people, the majority of people, die within their comfort zone. They're not risk takers. They go through life trying to play it safe. Let me share something with you. There's no safe position in life. If we don't know anything else, if we have not learned anything else from the coronavirus, there's no safe position in life. You can't get out of life alive. You got to die to leave here. And so this is a time that you want to live your life full and do the things that you think about. Sure, you want to keep social distancing from people and from particularly toxic, negative, energy draining people. You want to keep social distance from them. Why? Because people rub off on you. But you're here to do the greater work. You're here to do something. You've got to live life like you mean it. When I decided to speak, I went at it hard because I didn't want to be just a speaker. I wanted to be a speaker that stood out, that made a national and global impact. And you can do that too. That's why you're listening to me. You have some talent, you have some knowledge, you have some experiences. You've seen some stuff. And there's some things in you don't want to take to your grave with you. So when you live like a warrior, you live courageously. You're fearless. Here's something else. When you live like a warrior, you honor your commitment. Commitment is major. See, when you decide that you're going to do something, when you commit yourself to live a life that's different than the life that you lived in 2020, you hold yourself to a higher standard. You're seeking something. You're pushing the envelope. You are challenging yourself. You are willing to walk by faith and not by sight. And you know, as a warrior, that there's a dramatic difference between being a warrior and being a worrier. Anybody can worry. And a lot of people are worried right now. Oh, the new virus coming and it's even more lethal and spreads easier. Okay, got that. All right. And you got to eat. You got to pay the rent. Got to pay the mortgage. Got to pay the car note. I learned a long time ago the best way to get back on your feet is to miss 3 car payments. Come on. Yeah. But you don't want to be reckless. You don't want to die for a job. No. If somebody asks you, hey, sign here. And in the event you get sick, you won't sue us. Do I look like Mr. Kadumbo? No. Create something else. Life is saying no. Don't put your life on the line saying, oh, I got to eat. I could either starve to death or I sign this and risk dying and leaving my family so they can starve without me. No, you can create something else. You have other options. Don't be limited in your thinking. I did that for years, because I knew radio. I did it extremely well. And when I was fired, I was dumbfounded. What am I going to do now? Guess what? Learn something new. That's what. If you're willing to learn. See, most people aren't willing to learn. That's why I say, well, if I don't sign this agreement, my family will die. They'll just starve to death. Are you kidding me? Come on now. No. Don't sign anything that says that if you get sick, they're not liable. Because they know that there's a high risk that you might get sick and they want you to be on your own. If you don't learn anything else, remember the name Herman Cain, who was sitting on the front row at a rally, proud, no mask. When he got back to Atlanta, he had to go to the hospital. He said, no big deal. And now he's out of here 5 days later. They don't even mention his name. You talk about proud and involved on radio every day promoting the right. They don't mention his name as if he did not exist. This life is challenging us. In life, when you don't have enough courage or insight, intelligence, expanded vision, that you have outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life moves on you. I'd outgrown radio. And now I can come on anytime I want and you can see me too. So you got to put your foot down. You got to get an attitude because, see, we're all basically the same. We're all basically the same. The only thing that separates us are our habits. I wanted something different for myself. I wanted something different for my mother. I did not want my mother working once I turned 18. So I made a commitment that I was going to generate enough money with my voice, with my story, in radio and then in speaking to take care of my mother. You've got some talent. You've got something in you. There's a reason that God chose you out of 400 million sperm. You think you're just here to work on a job, pay the bills, keep a roof over your head, a car note, and then die? Come on, give me a break. No. You're here to do the greater work. You know it's true. You can deny it if you want to. I don't know how low your consciousness is. I know some people, no matter what I say, they're not going to hear me. The state of consciousness they're in, this message is not for everybody. That's why Jesus said, he who has ear, let him hear. Let her hear. And the people that can hear me, if you can hear me in your heart, not in your ear, I'm not challenging you and your hearing aid. No. I'm saying what's in your heart. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. When you live like a warrior, you are vigilant, you are courageous, you take initiative, you're ambitious, you have an expanded vision of yourself. You're going to take some chances on you. You're going to bet on you. You don't settle for any and everything when you're a warrior. And you got to be in fight mode.
Hi, welcome back to Mind Control, where we inspire and motivate you. Hope you enjoy the video.
What are you going to do? When are you going to start doing it? This isn't about a convention, a conference. It's not about enthusiasm. Do you need to smile? Yeah, you need to smile. You need to smile like you're crazy. You need to smile when you're not winning, okay? But you need to do something, folks. And you need to do it 10 times, and then 100 times, and then 1,000 times. And if you do it enough times, you're going to win. You're going to get to sit wherever you want in life, on whatever plane seat, whatever hotel you want to be at. Stay as long as you want. Come and go as you want. If you don't want to go, you're like, they just cancel the plans. But we're inside of 24 hours. They're going to keep our money. Keep it. I can get some more. Shit, it wasn't even mine. Okay? The money I got in my pocket right now. Nope. See, Elena's got it all. The money Elena has in her purse was somebody else's money. See, but we're taught that there's a shortage and there's scarcity and you don't have any. All you have to do is be willing to call somebody, talk to somebody, make contact. If it's not getting you the result, tweak the contact and increase the calls. And by the way, if you don't want to do two things, don't tweak and just increase the calls. If I call enough people, I can say anything I want to say. Okay, if you're taking notes, write this down. No one thing will ever blow a prospect. No one thing will ever blow a prospect. There's nothing you can say that will mess a deal up. Not one thing.
How many of you would love a breakthrough? Number one, you got to have a permeating attitude that you're going to win. You got to have a positive outlook. You got to be optimistic. You got to know you're going to win. You got to, right now, you got to say, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. My life is going to win. There's going to be a victorious life here. Because listen to me, the price you pay for losing here is too extreme. You have to carry the burden of failure the rest of your life. You carry that around with you. The biggest thing that breaks my heart is you feel the spirit right now, and then when you get back, these dream stealers run into you, and they start to steal your dream, and you quit. You give up. You got to decide, I'm going to win. You got to decide that the failure part of carrying failure, you've been exposed to what your life could be. If you fail here, the price is extreme. It's forever. You carry the failure forever. I'm being honest with you. You got to know you're going to win. You got to sell out. Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to become a sellout. You need to sell out. You need to get obsessed. You got to get relentless. You got to be a road dog. You got to get intense. That's what you got to do. You got to put your head down for a 4 to 6 year window, like the best you ever had. This is going to be the best run we've had. We're playing offense again. We're selling the dream again. You can feel it. There's some dream stealers. You need to look out for these 4. Lack of confidence or faith. Lack of belief. It'll steal your dream. You got to know you're going to win. You got to have some faith. Don't give in to lack of belief, lack of confidence. You were made to do something great. You're special. You were made in the image of God. Something awesome is supposed to happen for you. And those of you that have made something awesome happen, something even more awesome is supposed to happen for you. Number 2 thing that steals the dream, failure and setbacks. People quitting, chargebacks, flunking the exam. That's all going to happen. Just get ready. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to do something great, you're going to have false start after false start. False start after false start. Get it going, then you don't. Get it going, then you don't. Your group grows, then it shrinks. I'm telling you right now. Just know that. Going to make some money, then you're not. Being an entrepreneur, tons of false starts, tons of setbacks. But see, a guy like me, I knew someone was better than me. There's more talented people than me. Probably more talented than you. But like my dad said, the best ability is availability. You might outwork me for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but you ain't going to beat me over a year. You can't outwork me over 2 years. You are going to outwork me over 3 years. I'm going to get you eventually. I'm a dripping damn faucet. I just keep coming at you. Just like you could be, right? Just like you could be. I just keep coming. You might think I'm knocked out. I just keep coming. I'm too damn tough to give up.
It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, God, why is this happening to me? I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on, by continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor, never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Most people half-ass half their life all the time. I knew they were going to get tired. They were going to flinch. They were going to get down. They may not quit. They might send a letter of resignation. They quit getting wide. They quit recruiting people. They quit improving themselves. They start sleeping in. They spend all their damn money. I'm not going to do that stuff. I'm going to save money. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to keep getting wide. I'm going to stay relentless, just like you should. Don't give in to that stuff. Don't give in to the fears. Don't give in to the setbacks. You're going to have failure. It's part of the game. I don't want someone taking your damn dream. Your lack of confidence, your lack of faith, some setbacks, okay? Last thing. Guess who steals your dream? Family and friends. Family and friends. Hey, you gave it your best shot. You sure it's not a scam? By the way, the reason they hurt you so damn much is because you love them. And they love you. And they're really doing it mainly because they love you and they don't want you to get hurt. My mom does the same stuff. Why don't you slow down, sweetheart? How much is the electric bill on this house? I'm like, Mom, I'm pretty sure I got the electric bill covered on this place, right? It's your family's job to try to reduce your pain level. Love them, but don't let them steal your dream. It might even be someone you're with. You got to face them head on. Someone starts trying to take your dream, you need to fire hose their ass. They start dripping on you. Listen to me. I had an uncle like that. They start dripping on you. You go, hey, shut it. Just so you know, you have no freaking idea what you're talking about. You're wasting your time. You're pissing me off. And if you want to talk to me anymore, don't ever say that to me again. Listen to me. The people in life that win play offense, not defense. Stop backing into everything. Stand up. Bow your back a little bit. Start to walk a little different. Start to be that best version of you. You can do it in your quiet way. You can do it the way you do it. But somehow they got to look at you and go, okay, I won't monkey with that one. You push back. You know squirrels can't find 74% of the nuts they hide? Why does that matter? Because you've been burying your dreams all your damn life. And guess what? You keep thinking you're waiting for the right time. When winter comes, you go find your little acorns, right? You think you're going to find them? Let me tell you something. You keep burying those dreams. The longer you wait, the harder they are to find. It's time you dig those things out right now and find them and put them right in front of you again and go chase them. You can have a great family and a great business and a great financial situation and feel great about yourself and travel the world and do whatever the heck it is you want. But you need to dig those dreams out right now. I want you to start picturing, what is it that you really want? Why are you really doing this? Really? Is it for any of those people sitting around you? Do you want to make any of them proud of you? Do you want to do wonderful things for your children? Do you want your children to know they can do anything in life because you've done anything in your life? There'll be setbacks. There'll be people being mean to you. That's all part of the process. That's part of the jockstrap. That's part of the best day of your life, worst day of your life stuff. Now, are you willing to do the ugly, by the way? The ugly is doing all the stuff the people who lose aren't willing to do. You're going to have to put up with some rejection. You got to put yourself in an uncomfortable place. Listen to me. Do it. Put yourself in an uncomfortable place. Don't negotiate it. Unrealistic people rule the world. Quit trying to be so dadgum realistic. Remember this. Weird, rich, normal, poor. Get a little goofy. You got to get a little road dog in you. People are looking for leaders. People are looking for you. People say, what makes me a leader? Makes you a leader is your example. What makes you a leader is you investing belief and loving and caring about people. Any one of you in this moment could decide you're going to lead, because leadership is instilling something in someone that they don't see in themselves. Believe in them, care about them, tell them the truth. That's what a leader is. You got to rise up. You got to make your dreams a reality and live a damn masterpiece. You know this. Now, here's the thing. You got to make a decision. Listen to me. You got to make a decision. What's the decision? Now we're at the moment. The clock is ticking. People say all the time, hey, life is short. Let me tell you something. Life can be long. You bury your dreams, you quit this, life gets long. See, time's relative. 2 minutes of you being with your sweetie, doing whatever you like to do with them, that can go by quick, right? What about the last 2 minutes on a treadmill? Does that not seem like it goes by for like 4 hours, right? So if you're enjoying it, it's short. If it's painful, it's long. Life can be long. You want a life that feels like it's flying by. You want a life like I have right now where I go, can I just press pause? Can I just press pause? It's so good. It's so great. It's so rewarding. It's so awesome. But I don't really want to press pause because I know it can get better. So what's the decision? Is the decision to stop worrying about what people think? Is the decision to something in a relationship you have you need to get out or into and shake it? Is it a decision to get off of some drug or alcohol you're on? What's the decision? Right now, what is it? What have you been hesitating on? What are you afraid of? Face it. Right now, what do you need to decide? Is it getting aggressive? Is it believing in yourself? Is it coming full time? I don't know what it is for you. What's the decision? Maybe there's someone in your life that needs to get out of your life. Maybe there's someone you need in it and you need to tell them you love them and get them back in it. I don't know. But I know this. It's only a thought if you don't take an action. The difference between a thought and a decision is an action. So we know and you just decided and you know what it is. You know what it is. You will have really decided if within this next hour you took some step towards it. Something. A note you write, a text you send, a decision you've made, something you do that you follow up with the action to make it real. That's a step.
If you are building for the future, then you have to reimagine your strategy. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to do it through a strategy. What is a strategy? A synchronized step-by-step plan from point A to point B. Your strategy is important. You've got to fix your strategy. If you've been doing what you've been doing for 5 years and it's not working, it doesn't mean you need to give up your idea. You might need to give up your strategy.
We'd like to thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Please also like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and families. Please watch our other motivational videos. Thank you again.
Is there a barrier? Is there a reason people don't like you? What's the blockage? Could there be something that stops you from suffering long, seeking not your own? When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But I put away childish things. I put away childish things.
Be a man, own up. Now, you got to wait and see what God got for you. I always wanted a Super Bowl commercial. He gave me all of that, increased my global persona. We now have villas, free villas that we can go to, 8-bedroom villas. I can come for a month. You got to work through the adversity. When adversity hits y'all and it's coming, remember there's a lesson and a blessing. Quit asking God to make your life easy, because he ain't going to do that.
Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see. Mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, it's not possible, it's over, I'm finished. He surrendered. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, that it's possible that somebody somewhere, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams.
What a shame if Joseph would have spent those years discouraged, worried, frustrated. What God promised you is going to come to pass. The dream he put in your heart is already on the schedule. The question is, how are you going to spend the time while you're waiting? Looking back in regrets, upset, looking forward, wondering why it's not happening? No, stay in the present. Take it one day at a time. You don't have grace for tomorrow. If you're trying to figure out the next 20 years, you're going to be frustrated. You have grace for this day. When you get to tomorrow, there'll be grace for that day. But Joel, I'm worried because I don't see how my situation could ever work out. You're not supposed to. This is what faith is all about. You have to trust that God is in control, that he's planned out all of your days, that he knows what's best for you. Instead of fighting where you are, learn to embrace where you are. That's what Joseph did. It wasn't comfortable. He didn't like it, but he embraced it, believing that God was ordering his steps. I don't want you to get 10 years down the road, think, man, if I'd known it's going to turn out this good, I would have enjoyed my life. I would have spent more time with my family. I would have enjoyed raising my children. I talked to a lady. She had worked as an executive, very successful for this large company. She'd been there 19 years when she was unexpectedly let go. It wasn't any kind of wrongdoing. The company was just restructuring and didn't need her. She was disappointed, but she knew something else would open up. She has 2 master's degrees. She's very experienced, very personable, a leader in her field. She applied to company after company, even in different states, but no response. No one was interested. She couldn't understand it. A couple of months after she lost her job, her mother became ill, needed someone to take care of her. She decided that she would do it while she was looking for a job. Every day she would go to her mother's house. They would visit and run errands. Her mother came to her house and helped her fix it up. She had so much fun with her mother, made so many great memories. 10 months later, her mother passed. 3 days after she laid her mother to rest, she started getting one phone call after another from companies she had applied to months and months before. Not one offer, but 4 great offers came in. She accepted a position with more responsibility, more income, better environment. She said, it's a position that I enjoy much more than my previous job. Look at how God works. That closed door, the company unexpectedly letting her go, seemed like a bad break. That wasn't fair. Another position not opening up with all of her credentials, all of her experience, education, that doesn't make sense. She could have been sour, lived upset, why is this happening? But she made this choice to not live in the past, not let the disappointment steal her joy, to not live in the future. Well, I won't anything open up. What if I can't find a job? Instead, she took that time to enjoy where God had her. She made the most of each day. She embraced where she was, believing that God was directing her steps. Had she not done that, she would have missed that time with her mother. Had she lived stressed out, she wouldn't have those memories that she'll forever cherish. Don't fight where you are, embrace where you are. Make the most of each day. Yes, she needed a job, But don't get so focused on the future that you miss the beauty of this day. Yes, she was disappointed that she was let go, but don't let the past keep you from seeing the good things in your life right now. God is ordering your steps. Sometimes we don't understand. It's not comfortable, but like with Joseph, all the disappointments, delays, betrayals, they were a part of God's plan to get him to the throne. God is going to get you to your destiny. He's going to work out all things for your good. While you're waiting, when you don't see anything happening, things aren't turning around, trust him enough to enjoy your life. See the good in each day. Be grateful for what you have. The song says, it's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. Once we live this day, we can't get it back. Are you living it in tomorrow, focused only on your dreams? Are you living it in yesterday, focused on what didn't work out? When all the while, God has you at this place for a reason. There's a blessing in disguise. There's someone you can connect with. There's a test that you can pass. If Joseph would have been bitter, he would have never helped the butler. The butler is the one that helped open that door for him. And the scripture says to make the most of this day. Doesn't say make the most of yesterday, make the most of tomorrow. What are you doing with today? Are you embracing where you are, or are you fighting where you are? Are you present and connected, or are you present and disengaged? When life called the roll today, did you show up passionate, enjoying your family, looking forward to another great day? Joel, I would, but man, I've had disappointments. These people did me wrong. My dream hasn't worked out. How do you know that's not leading you to your destiny? God is ordering your steps. It may not be good, but he wouldn't have allowed it if it was going to stop your purpose. Don't get 20 years down the road and see it all come together and have to say, wow, I spent so much of my life worried, not enjoying my family, mad at the people that did me wrong. Let it go. It's all a part of the process. These are tests we have to pass. We can get to our destination enjoying the journey, seeing God's favor despite the opposition, or we can get there worried, sour, upset. I'm asking you to live in the present, one day at a time. Yes, it's good to have goals. Keep your vision in front of you, but don't let what hasn't happened frustrate you. Make up your mind you're going to enjoy each day. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the people you work with. Enjoy the beauty of creation. Take time to smell the roses. All through the day, it's good to take a few deep breaths and just breathe in God's goodness. Breathe in where you are. Not trying to rush through this part of the day and get to the next, but take time to enjoy the present. One thing this pandemic has done is helped us to have a new perspective. Sometimes we would complain about normal. I don't want to go to work, get these kids ready for school, drive in the traffic, cook dinner, have to clean up. But when the pandemic shut everything down, month after month, and we couldn't go to work, couldn't send our kids to school, couldn't leave the house, now normal looks pretty good. Sometimes when something is taken away and you get it back, you tend to appreciate it more. Maybe that job we didn't like wasn't so bad. Maybe the traffic doesn't have to frustrate us. Maybe that person at work that used to get on our nerves, believe it or not, we're looking forward to seeing the man. We have a new perspective. We're alive. We have breath to breathe. We had strength to get out of bed. We have family to love. We have a place to live. We have peace in our mind. We have the favor of God. When you realize this day is a gift, then you'll live it to the full. Not depending on your past, not based on your future, but you will say like David, this is the day the Lord has made. I'm not going to just drag through it. I'm going to be glad in it. Not just going to be present. I'm going to be connected. I'm going to make the most of it. If you'll do this, I believe and declare you're going to have better relationships. You're going to have more joy and fulfillment. Like with Joseph, negative situations are about to turn around. Promotion is coming. Vindication, healing, breakthroughs, the fullness of your destiny.